Lucy Powell's victory has thrown the Labour Party into fresh turmoil, and, according to political commentators, it's very bad news for Sir Keir Starmer. We will go over all of this in today's video, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. GB News political correspondent Olivia Utley described Powell's triumph over Bridget Phillipson, who had been widely viewed as number 10's preferred candidate, as a sign of deepening fractures within the party. She warned that what looks like a straightforward internal win could, in reality, mark the beginning of a new internal rebellion. As Olivia explained, Lucy Powell was serving as leader of the House of Commons until just 8 weeks ago. She's been seen by many as the anti-government candidate, someone unafraid to speak her mind and push back against the leadership's cautious top-down style. Her victory, Olivia said, shows that Labour members are voting with their feet and expressing growing discontent with Keir Starmer himself. But it's not just the win that's causing tension, it's what Powell represents. Her close relationship with Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham, one of Starmer's most prominent internal critics, has set alarm bells ringing across Westminster. Burnham, of course, has long been seen as the standard bearer for Labour's northern grassroots and has often clashed with Starmer over the party's direction, tone and handling of key issues. In her acceptance speech, Powell appeared to offer support for the party, but also included what many are calling thinly veiled digs at Starmer's leadership. She criticised Labour's failure to control the political narrative, saying the party had allowed Nigel Farage to take control of the political mic. She also made a pointed remark about the importance of debating, listening and hearing, describing those traits as Labour's true strength, words that some took as a gentle rebuke of the centralised message discipline culture under Starmer. Olivia Utley noted that such remarks will not go unnoticed inside Downing Street or the party's upper ranks. She's pitching herself as a bridge between the membership and the leadership, Olivia said. But that could become awkward very quickly if she sounds even slightly critical of the government. She could easily turn into a rallying point for Labour rebels who feel sidelined by Starmer's inner circle. Interestingly, the Prime Minister's team appeared keen to downplay Powell's win. Reporters at the announcement were not allowed to ask questions, and Starmer himself made only brief remarks, a clear sign, according to Utley, that number 10 wanted to keep the story as low profile as possible. All in all, she concluded, it's bad news for the PM. The deeper concern for Starmer lies in the alliances that could form behind the scenes. Olivia went on to highlight that Powell's ties with Andy Burnham could become especially problematic. Burnham recently set up a political think tank called Mainstream, viewed by many as a vehicle to challenge Starmer's leadership from within Labour itself. With Powell now in a powerful new position and aligned ideologically with Burnham, the pair could become a real headache for number 10. It is also worth remembering that Powell's return to prominence follows a rocky few months. She was sacked from the cabinet in September, reportedly after tensions over her approach to internal reform. Yet despite that setback, she's now come back with a clear mandate, securing more than 87,000 votes, almost 14,000 more than her rival Bridget Phillipson. That's a decisive victory, even on a low turnout of just 16.6%. In her victory speech, Powell struck a tone that blended loyalty with quiet defiance. She said Labour must be bolder, promising to be a champion for our Labour values and insisting the party must change how we are doing things to turn things around. She pledged to use her new platform to bring voices from across the movement to the heart of our party, while also declaring her intention to help Keir Starmer and the government succeed. Her words were carefully balanced, a show of unity on the surface, but with an undertone of challenge. I'll be a champion for our Labour values and boldness in everything we do, she said. And I know that you, Keir, as our leader, want that, and I will be your ally in that fight. But many in Westminster believe the real test will come in how Powell uses her influence in the months ahead. Will she act as a unifying force, or as a voice for those growing restless under Starmer's leadership. Her victory also lands at a difficult time for the government. Starmer's administration is already facing intense scrutiny over the grooming gangs inquiry and the mistaken release of a migrant sex offender from prison, both of which have drawn fierce criticism from opposition benches and the media. To make matters worse, Labour suffered a major setback in Wales, losing a Senedd by-election in Caerphilly, a seat it had held for more than a century. So, as Lucy Powell steps into her new role, Labour finds itself at a crossroads. On one hand, the leadership wants to project competence and stability. On the other, the party's grassroots are demanding a bolder, more authentic Labour voice. Powell's victory could be a symptom of that divide, or the start of something much larger. Either way, her rise sends a clear message. Beneath the polished image of unity, the Labour Party remains restless, divided, and far from settled under Keir Starmer's leadership. In other news, a Reform UK MP has apologised for any offence caused, after saying, "It drives me mad when I see adverts full of black people, full of Asian people." Sarah Pochin said her comments were phrased poorly, but insisted that many adverts are unrepresentative of British society. The Member of Parliament for Runcorn and Helsby was responding to a viewer on Talk TV who complained about the demographics of advertising. Ms. Pochin said the viewer was absolutely right and, "It drives me mad when I see adverts full of black people, full of Asian people." She continued, "It doesn't reflect our society, and I feel that your average white person, average white family, is not represented anymore." Ms. Pochin blamed the situation on the woke liberati in the arty-farty world. "It might be fine inside the M25, but it's definitely not representative of the rest of the country," she said. Her comments were met with outrage from Labour and Liberal Democrats. Labour Party chairwoman Anna Turley said, "It's astonishing that a senior Reform MP is spending her time counting the numbers of people with a different skin colour to her on TV adverts. Defining British people by the colour of their skin is completely unacceptable and shows once again that Reform are more interested in dividing our country than uniting it. Nigel Farage needs to condemn this now and urgently clarify whether Sarah Pochin's views on race are welcomes in his party." Liberal Democrat MP for Eastbourne Josh Babarinde wrote on social media, "If the colour of someone else's skin drives you mad, you are a grade A racist." In a later statement, Ms. Pochin said she was trying to say the advertising industry had gone DEI, diversity, equity and inclusion mad. She said, "My comments were phrased poorly and I apologise for any offence caused, which was not my intention. The point I was trying to make is that the British advertising agency world have gone DEI mad, and many adverts are now unrepresentative of British society as a whole. I will endeavour to ensure my language is more accurate going forward." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.